All right, this is going to be probably a two-part review video on a 317 GC machine. Kat dropped this off for me to try it out. You see in the background, we got some Volvos. Pluses and minuses of both. Kat, I mean, obviously, you know, it's the name brand, you know, it's the top of the line. GC machine, I think a lot of people have started giving bad reputation to the GC, thinking it's kind of, you know, not good enough, or kind of, you know, it is a stripped down machine a little bit, but it does fit all the specs. Like for this 317 GC, which I don't think they do a very good job of informing people. Please forgive the wind. It's a nice day, and this machine's probably not going to be here too much longer. So cat bucket sits over there. I put the Volvo bucket on because I didn't want to booger up their new cat bucket if I didn't keep the thing. So this meets all the specs of a 316 FL. Same horsepower, same flow rates all the way around, except for one. Your swing torque is, I forget exactly what the numbers are, but the swing torque is a fair bit more than a 316 FL. So if you ever had a 316, ever ran a 316 FL, and you were satisfied with that, you'll be satisfied with this. This is an electric control machine, so that was one of my concerns. This does have a smaller engine. They did replace it with a smaller 3.6 liter engine. It's called a Caterpillar engine. It's actually made by Perkins. So that was another concern of mine. The 316 straight has a 4.4 liter, 130 horse. This is 120 horse. So the old 316 FL would have had 120 horse in it as well. So like I said, specs are the same to a 316 FL for the most part, except for your swing torque, which is higher. You don't have your grade controls, so you don't have sensors on the boom. If you don't need grade control, if you're clearing lots or just using it as a support machine or whatever, you know, there's applications where people just don't need grade control, or you just don't want it, or you don't want to spend the extra money for it, or you're just looking to save some money and still be in a Caterpillar piece of equipment. I know my dirt pile is minuscule compared to doing a lot of work, but I can get a pretty good feel for how the thing operates. And I tell you what, it's a nice machine. The Volvo definitely has more power. The Volvo's definitely faster. This is fast though. This isn't slow. It's still a pretty fast machine, and you can actually change the settings on that. The Volvo has a fair bit more horsepower, 148 horsepower on the Volvo Excavator. The Volvo, it's hard to beat a Volvo in operation. The Volvo multifunctions, you know, very well. This does pretty good. If you're tracking, swinging, booming in and out, it booms out fine. Stick in and curl bucket when you're traveling, spinning, and doing all the functions. It does slow down a bit when you're trying to stick in. It does lose some stick in power. I think you can adjust some of those settings. I don't have the master code to get into the computer to mess with any of that right now. The electronic controls, not bad. Not bad at all. Better than I expected. I actually forgot I was even running an electric control machine. So a lot of people have that concern. If you like running excavators, I don't think you'll mind it. The smaller engine, it's not an issue, I don't think. It definitely doesn't dig quite as well as the Volvo. And even Caterpillar says it doesn't have quite the power that the straight 317 has. But it does meet all the specs that the old 316 FL would have had. So, you get a good look at it. There's not any real good videos on YouTube about a 317 GC machine. There's a few about 317s. The GC machines are just not there. But just like any other machine, electronics, air filter, cooling pack. These doors are actually plastic. which probably ain't the worst thing. They might resist some denting. You know, it's a Caterpillar. It's still a good machine. Everything's laid out real nice. In here you have depth tank. Here's your steps to get up to the top. Here's your pump compartment. One thing I like about this compared to some is, I mean, look how simple your pump compartment is. You don't have a conjumbled of hoses going every which direction. I mean, there's some hoses, but it's some machines, they look like spaghetti in here. You actually have oil dipstick on this side, so that's kind of cool. You don't have to crawl up top to check your engine oil every day. Again, I have a Volvo bucket on it because I just didn't want to scratch up their bucket. But pin grabber coupler. Try to make this video short and sweet. I don't think I can zoom out any further. Keyless start. So you turn the little knobby there. And the thing will eventually wake up. Push the button, starts. A 317 machine would have a piece of glass up there so you can see. This one does not. Yep. So it has backup camera. You have a slightly smaller display here on a straight, or on the 317 GC machine. This is an 8-inch. If it was a straight machine, it would have a 10-inch display. You can go in here and set different parameters. Even on this machine, there are some things you can set. Like you have power mode. You can go power, smart mode. If it was a straight 317, you would have a economy mode. So this just has smart mode and power mode. So we'll leave it on power mode because that's where we like it. You can change your pattern control in here. You can change your response. So it's currently set for fast. You have fast, medium, and slow. And it does make a difference. It kind of feels like a Komatsu in slow mode. So if you like it slow, or if you have an employee that's kind of hard on stuff, or a new guy that's just not sure about what he's doing, you can change all your attachments in here, and that's where you can change some of your priorities. But you need the passcode. You can change priorities on your stick to your boom compared to your tracks and all that other stuff. You will have more options in here on a 317 straight. The GC does not have as many options. I think the 317 straight, you can actually travel with this forward stick. There's a way to program it in there, but you don't necessarily need that. You have a hydraulic pedal here. You have hydraulics here. Travel. It's a basic machine. This one has a mechanical seat. There's no air ride, which, on an expensive excavator, I feel like you probably could have thrown the air ride seat in, but okay, whatever. Volvo has an air ride seat. 2-speed track travel. You can pretty well jog through a lot of stuff with this little dial here. You can set auto idle, auto warm up, lights. Not quite as many features as what a straight machine would have. but it's still nice. It's still comfortable. It still sits really well. So tiny engine, you know, pick your boom up. She'll still swing pretty fast. Can't really operate this and hold a phone at the same time, but you know, it multifunctions fairly well. It's not quite, you see your stick in, your stick out. I mean, it's not bad. I've been messing around with it here for a little while, and it's you know, it doesn't do too bad. It spins good. It has good tractive effort. You know, so I guess the big thing here is just a quick overview of what the machine is and can do. I think if you're in the market for a machine like this, and you know, you look at all the brands and you price everything, you may be surprised at what kind of deal you can get from Cat on a machine like this, depending on who your dealer is. You know, this is certainly no promotions here, but it's just I was impressed of how nice of a machine that it is for the money that I can buy it for. Your electric controls, I mean, they're precise. They're on point. I mean, I'll give them credit. They hit the mark, and they're doing a good job there. And if you don't need great control, 317 GC, save yourself some money. Don't be scared of the little engine. It seems to work really well. You know, it doesn't have quite the digging force that the Volvo does, or the next bigger machine. But it still digs through anything you need to dig through. So it's better than a Doosan. It's better than a Sani. It's probably better than a few other things. It's faster than a Komatsu. You know, so if I had something worth digging, I'd dig a big hole. But that's I just want to have a quick overview of this thing before it goes back. I think it's a really nice machine, so maybe we buy one. We'll see.